Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to add a custom outfit or a piece of clothing to your avatar. It works with any clothing and any avatar. It's basically, the same process. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using my own avatar right here, and I'm going to be changing this outfit, this dress, or whatever, to this boyfriend's button shirt asset. It's actually a free asset. It's very popular, a lot of downloads, a lot of ratings. I'm gonna link it in the description in case you want it for your own avatar. So we're gonna get started. Basically, the first thing you do, you need your avatar in Blender, and I've done that already. If you don't know how to do that, you can just file, import, FBX, and then you find your FBX in Unity, and you import it. So now that we have my avatar set up, we gotta add the shirt itself. So I'm gonna import FBX the same way. I'm gonna import my boyfriend's button shirt FBX. Okay, there we go. It's quite small, so we're gonna immediately push S to scale it. Let's see, maybe like this. And it's also a bit backwards, so I'm gonna just press X to move it, and actually it was G and then Y to move it forward. I guess it's gonna be like this. Cool. My avatar has different proportions, so we'll have to adjust that, and also we'll have to adjust from T pose to A pose. T pose is the shirt and A pose is my avatar, but it's fine. We can do that. That's not an issue. So first thing that we're gonna do is that we're going to adjust the T pose to A pose for the shirt. So we click the armature and we go to pose mode, and we find the shoulder bone. Let's see, that right here. As you can see on top left, I have the shoulder bone selected. I'm also going to press this X so it mirrors my selection, and I'm gonna push R and Y to rotate it. But I'm not gonna rotate it too much, just slightly. Then I'm gonna click to select the arm, and this one I'm gonna rotate much more to an angle. Probably, let's see, I think that's fine. And now I'm gonna move the whole thing again, selecting the armature and moving it up this time. And it's still quite long. I mean, I could make it like long sleeves, but I don't want that necessarily, so I'm gonna adjust that later. But I think still needs to be scaled down, so I'm gonna push S and Shift Y to scale. And now I'm gonna drag it up again. Okay, this is much nicer, actually, when it comes to the size. Now it looks like an oversized shirt, which is kind of cool, actually. I kind of like it this way. And I can always, even after we're done with like rigging and all that, we can always adjust like, details. So that's not a problem really. I'm also gonna disable my hood here, which I think I'm not gonna be using. And I'm gonna change my blend shapes here so it doesn't hide the hair. There you go, so we can actually see what's happening. And I'm gonna disable my dress underneath. And let's see. It's still too big. Let me scale a bit more. Let's see. And it also, the shirt is probably made for characters with larger breasts. So I'll probably have to, scale it that way. Well, I'm gonna sculpt it, which I'm gonna show you in a bit. But let's see. I think I can scale even more actually. Okay. I think it's made to be that long, so that's fine. Because it's a boyfriend's shirt anyway, isn't it? Scale even more. And this is basically goes down to, trial and error, basically. And you know what? I actually kind of like it this way. I think the sleeve is fine to be oversized like this. I think it's fine. I think I like it this way. Yeah. Okay, the only thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click the armature again and oppose it again. I'm gonna pose the arm a bit to the angle. Let's see. And let me do it. Can I do it on see-through like this? No. Well, it helps me somehow. And I do this so I minimize the amount of, you know, stuff that I have to move by hand later, which I have to always do. You know, the least I have to do, the better. Yeah, this is nice. I'm gonna sculpt this later. So now you do a little trick. You push A on your keyboard to select everything. You go into the Blender search bar and you search for apply all transforms. And this does a zillion things that are important. I don't even know myself what, you know, all of them are, but it's good to use a lot of the times. So use it here. And I'm also going to join these two meshes because buttons and shirt don't need to be separate. So I'm going to left click the button. I'm going to control left click the shirt. And then I'm going to move my mouse here, anywhere in the viewport really, and push Control J to join them. And now's the tricky part. How do you make basically the shirt to be in this position without the armature present? So you actually go into the modifiers, which is like this tab here. You select the shirt, and you go to this little arrow, and you apply the armature. And there you go. Now it's basically, you know, this is the new shape of the mesh by default, which is the A pose we need for our avatar. So now you click and drag the shirt onto the avatar armature. You press your left shift, drop it, so it belongs, you know, onto this armature. You can delete the old one, don't need it anymore. And in the shirt, you're gonna put the armature modifier back, but this time you're gonna select the new armature, right? Because, you know, the avatar is gonna be controlling it, not the old armature that we're not using. And now we delete all of these, actually, vertex groups. And now we do another magic trick. We do the data transfer. And this is by far the most efficient way to weight paint clothing to new avatars, except for clothing that's like super complex and has like, you know, custom chains and whatnot. For that, it's a bit complex because you have to keep like the old, you know, bones for all the chains and all that. But this is a simple shirt. So the bones we have on our avatar armature, they're gonna be just fine. It's good enough. We don't need anything special. So we select the source in our data transfer and we select the body. And then we also click and drag this modifier on the top. You check vertex data, vertex groups, you generate the data layers, and now you apply. And all the basic work is pretty much done. Now we have to fix stuff. So I'm gonna actually, first thing that I like to do is to go to data and just remove unused vertex groups. But you'll have to do some work here, but that's fine. That's, you know, what we do, we avatar creators. But now let's actually see what kind of magic we did. So I'm gonna select my armature, go into pose mode, and then I'm gonna move my arm. And you can see my arm, you know, the shirt is moving. It's not ideal at all. You know, it looks pretty weird. So we have to fix that. Let me see, let's see how the legs move actually. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's not ideal. It would work, but we want something a bit more smooth, I would suppose. So we're gonna unpose it. Actually, I'm gonna leave it like this because it's gonna be easier to fix these things. So first I'm gonna try. Okay, so now I'm going to go to pose mode, select everything by pushing A, then search for reset pose, reset unkeyed. So it resets the pose. And first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fix these sleeves. I don't want necessarily to see this. So I'm gonna select the mesh and I'm gonna go into sculpt mode. And I'm gonna sculpt it a little bit. So I'm gonna select grab, which is what you're gonna be using mostly, I would say. And I want this sleeve to fit my hand here. So I'm just gonna click and drag like this. And by pressing F, you can, you know, make it smaller or larger. So you can do like smaller, you know, attachments, not attachments, adjustments. There you go. And I'm gonna adjust the other side as well. It's kind of nice actually. I kind of like it. Anyway, what we also want to do is to adjust the breast area, because this is way too large for our avatar. So I'm actually gonna do it this way, and then adjust it back. Let's see. Yeah, this is quite revealing, so I might actually put some kind of a bra underneath. Let's see. And by the way, I'm not the master sculptor. I'm not gonna even pretend I am. So this is mainly to show you how to do these things, so we can, you know, do the better work yourselves. Can also, let's see. Because I want to see, okay, does it fit the body? That's the thing. It's quite oversized, but that's kind of the point. But you know, if you want it to fit better, you could, like, you know, make it thinner in this area, and you can also do that by basically selecting, and then you have to have proportional editing on basically, and then you scale by pressing S, Alt Y, and then you make stuff thinner or thicker. And also if you know, scroll your wheel, you can see the circle getting bigger or smaller, which means the bigger the circle, the higher area around the selected vertices get scaled proportionally. So we can do like nice proportional magic, I guess you could say. So I could theoretically make it thin like this, but I don't want to. This looks like a coat now, but yeah. I'm gonna leave it like this. It's an oversized shirt. So we'll see how it looks in game later. But anyway, how do we fix the weird, you know, folding like this? Now we have to do weight painting. But the good news is, the weight painting is not that difficult, because we don't do it by hand. We just adjust and correct errors. So first thing you need to do, and this is mandatory, I swear to God, please do this. You select the mesh, go into weight paint mode, and then you go into tool, options, and auto-normalize. You need to check this always. If you don't, it's gonna calculate weird things, and I'm not gonna bother explaining because this is like ridiculously weird and complicated. Just push this always, and then paint your stuff. So now we have to figure out what's going on here and how to fix it. So this is the right hand, so it's gonna be somewhere around, let's see. Right elbow and arm, there we go. And I think we want to paint it more towards the chest probably. Yeah, we want it more gradual, I would suppose. Let's see, so we're gonna actually draw, but we're gonna draw 0.1, and we're not gonna draw actually, we're gonna add. And what I like to do, I like to see the wireframe, because it seems a bit more, I don't know, workable. And you can paint this by hand basically to make it more smooth. But what you can also do, you can smear. So it's gonna smear the value, so it makes it a bit more fluid and nice. And also, I'm not the master weight painter. I'm really not. I'm just gonna show you the basics, how to do these things, so you can ideally do a better job yourself. Make me proud, I guess. Okay, that's a bit better. So I'm also going to do it on this side. And I actually find this quite relaxing. I've been told by people that I'm insane if I like weight painting. It's actually not that bad. I mean, I'm doing like the bare basics, right? It's nothing too complex and nerve-wracking. But I kind of enjoy it actually. Let's see. Yeah, for here, I would probably actually add 0.1 to this. Well, actually, what we can do here, we can blur. That's gonna make it a bit more nice. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. Now, also we have to change, or we should change, how the shoulders kind of look, because this is way too choppy in my opinion. So we're gonna change that as well. I'm gonna pose my arm. Let's see. I'm just watching like how it works. Oh, I see. Okay, let's do it this way. And I forgot to check my X, so I'm gonna. Ooh. Interesting. Never mind, I guess. I'm just gonna do it separately then. And now we're going to go to weight paint mode again. And we're gonna, and these, some of these, you know, sometimes you get weird colors. For example, you don't want this on chest, so we can literally just subtract, which means like decrease. I'm gonna subtract by 1, so there's nothing here. Let's see. So we're gonna do the shoulders and the arm, I suppose. Let's start with the left one. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's probably pretty much the same story. You just make, you know, have to make a nicer gradient. Left elbow, it doesn't matter. And where's the shoulder? Left shoulder, there we go. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna smear again to make it somehow nicer. And actually, I'm gonna do blur. Oh, there you go. That's much better already. Like, I swear to God, like the blur tool is nice. Like, I really enjoy this thing. I don't want to do that though. Or do I? Huh, interesting. Just gonna shape it, I guess. Yeah, you can play with it and shape it. Yeah, this is quite nice actually. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, now let's do the other side. And also you have to take into account clipping, which is the nightmare of every avatar creator, right? So we need to test everything after, because everything looks different in Unity and in VRChat in comparison to Blender, which is how it is really. Alright, let's blur this again. Let's see. That's quite nice already. I mean, I'm deciding if I want my arm to move the collar. I mean, it's kind of cool actually. I don't think it's that bad. It's probably not going to be that noticeable. So I think I'm going to leave it that way. I think it's fine. This is probably just going to be like a long weight painting tutorial video, not to be honest with you. Anyway, let's fix the, you know, not a skirt, but you know what I mean, like the lower part of the shirt. Let me just do it this way. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's kind of choppy. It's actually not that bad. You know, this part is kind of bad. If I do this way. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do both actually. First I'm gonna do this one. And I'm gonna do on the left leg as well. Just a little bit, because you don't really put your legs that far back. It's not anatomically realistic because you would break your bones, but I still wanted, you know, you can do it a little bit, so let's see how that goes. Let's see, we're gonna look for the leg. Oh yeah, there we go. So basically do the same thing, we just blur the heck out of it, and that should help us make it less choppy. Let's see, I'm probably gonna do it here too. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, really. Just these little adjustments to, you know, blurring it. Now I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's probably fine. For the left leg, we're gonna do the same to make it like look less choppy. Here I'm gonna smear a little bit actually. Why is it so weird down here? Huh. Sometimes you just have to relax and, you know, paint away. And just enjoy yourself, I suppose. Like I said, I don't mind doing it this way. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because it's not gonna get to this angle, I think, either, anyway. It's mainly the sides I'm worried about when it comes to not looking too choppy. Yeah, it should be fine. So now we're gonna reset Ankit again. And I'm gonna position my legs this way. And they are, and the other one is also. And see what it looks like doing something like this. Let's see. Well, I guess I fixed a lot of it actually already. It's actually not that bad. It is not that bad at all. What is this actually like in the front? Oh, it's not separated. I see. That's why. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I have to do. I would have to change the mesh to not, you know, do this weird triangle thing. So that's fine. And the last thing, well, not the last, but one of the last things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pose the legs again for the last time. And I'm gonna do them this way. Because you're gonna be moving like this, especially if you're sitting down. So this is an actual realistic position you can get in. Whoop, unruly legs. There we go. Yeah, the butt looks fine, more or less. There's like a weird little, not a spike, but you know what I mean. Like this little. Let's see, what does that do? You can also use your keys to scroll through the vertex groups, which is useful sometimes for looking for the weird colors. Oh, this is a sculpting issue then, because I guess you can also just go into sculpt mode and just smoothen out stuff. That can fix some issues as well for you. Yeah, this is quite choppy. And it really depends how nice and, you know, round you want to get, really. How much you care. What is your personal taste? Yeah, this is fine. For me, at least. There you go. Don't forget to put some panties under. Anyway. Well, I might actually check the breasts and the chest area as well. I'm gonna pose. The breasts. Yeah, I can do the breasts. Because the breasts are gonna be moving. And this avatar has one bone for both breasts, which is not common. But it is what it is. Yeah, I might need to do a bit more weight. Especially on that side. They do move with fist bones, so you have to fix that a little bit. So let's see. We have breast. Oh yeah, that needs a bit more weight. So for this you actually can just add 0.1. And you go into wireframe again, and you can see the mesh underneath being the black, you know, topology. Oh, interesting. So it actually moves the other way. What else is the weight on these? Let's see. Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's strange. So if I actually just smear here. What is that gonna do? So I'm just gonna make it basically 1. Interesting. Now let's go to breast again. And now we're gonna paint it. And we're gonna just paint it all these different weights and see what works. And these things can be tricky. It's just how weight painting works, really. It's just really tricky sometimes. Just gonna blur it here to make it a bit more fluid. Let's see what I average. Because there's still a lot of space here. So maybe we add a bit more. I think that's more or less fine. Just have to put some bra underneath, or you know, she doesn't really have, you know, nipples, so it's fine. But for a normal avatar, I would have to put some kind of a, like, pasties or something. Now we have to edit the other side. Let's see how that works. Oops. Oops, that didn't work either. That didn't work either. Interesting. And I'm really experimenting and going Control Z all the time. It's just how it is. And this is probably because the base itself of the avatar didn't have auto-normalize on for weight painting, and I do. So it's doing strange things, and I have to deal with it and fix it. But that's fine. That's why we're here. So we can watch my mistakes and learn, ideally. Okay, this one should be 0. Because we don't necessarily want the button to be influenced by the breast at all, actually. Now it's starting to look like something. Yeah, just down here I'm gonna make it a bit more. Okay, now we have to blur. So it actually takes some kind of form. It's not blocky. There you go, that took a while, but it is what it is. Gonna fix the button itself, and you can also click here and select I push L to select like this part of the mesh. And then I just paint this part of the mesh. I don't paint anything else. It's super useful for like these little small details like this button. And it's floating in air for some reason. Interesting. Okay, let's check on the weight painting again. Let's go to pose and check the breast, bone. Okay, I need to add some weight here. Actually, let me do a reset. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna go this way for sure, so I need to change this. Let's see. And I think I need to add a little bit. Maybe I can just smear. Yeah, there we go, that should work. Okay, actually here I need to add slightly. There we go. And now we smear. Oops, the other way around. That's pretty tricky sometimes. There we go, that's fine. And the other way as well. What is going on with this button again? Let me just select the button on its own. And I'm gonna average. Yeah, that's fine. Let me just reset pose. And try to select the right bone, which is gonna be tricky doing it like this. There we go. Yeah, and it's not ideal, but I'm gonna fix it on my own time, so you don't have to watch me do this for 15,000 hours. And I'm gonna cut to the next step, which is weight painting around the wrist area. And that's gonna be, I think, the last thing that we weight paint here, and then we go to Unity. Actually, the wrists are not that bad. So I'm just gonna export to Unity, and then we're going to set up our materials, which is a little bit of bonus, I suppose. Since this video was mainly about, you know, fitting and, you know, fixing the rigging and all that for the new clothing item, so it moves with your avatar and fits. But let's do this anyway. Since I'm here, why not? I enjoy these videos, and you know, I hope you did as well. So give me a like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends and whatnot. And let's get to it. So I'm gonna go to File, and I'm gonna export my FBX, and I'm gonna paste the path to my avatar. I'm not gonna override my FBX. I'm just gonna make a new one, which is safer. And I'm gonna show you how to copy the old materials and all that onto the new avatar with Pumkin avatar tools, which is super fast and kind of safe and nice. So I'm just gonna name this natural avatar new shirt. And now important export settings that I use. Apply scalings, I do FBX all. I scroll down armature and don't add leaf bones. And also I'm only gonna export visible objects, which is gonna ignore all these hidden things. So I don't have to delete them in Unity, I just have to, you know, I just export these. So with that done, we're gonna export. Just let it work for a bit. Then you go into Unity. And the FBX is here, hooray. So we're gonna set it up to humanoid. Apply. We're gonna configure the rig because there's errors, but that's fine, that's normal. We're missing a chest bone, so we're gonna fix that. But here I think it's a bit more different than usual, so let's see how this works. Oh yeah, spine is here and chest is here. We don't need feet or toes, so that's fine. We also gonna remove the jawbone, which gets attached for some reason every time. And you can see the character is not in T-pose, so we're gonna go to pose, inverse T-pose, and that should be fine. We're done here. I think we're done. Let's see. No, we're not done. Okay. So maybe I do need feet. I guess. Pun not intended, but let's see. You know, you do stuff and you learn. Which is how it is. Okay, so we have ankles. Well, let's put in the ankles. Like this. The right ankle. Now inverse T-pose again, because it didn't kind of do it for some reason. Now it should be fine. There we go. Now that's fine. So we're gonna put our avatar into our scene. And I'm just gonna copy the position from my previous avatar. So I can like put it next to it. Paste. Position. And it's large, it's huge. And it doesn't have the materials. And also there's little, you know, panties. Don't worry about that. She's not naked. YouTube, please don't ban me. Anyway, we're gonna get Pumkin avatar tools, which I should have in this project. If I don't, I'm gonna import them. And I don't. So I'm gonna put the link into the description. It's a really good tool for avatar creators if you don't have it. So definitely get it. And I'm gonna put it into my project, the newest version. And I'm gonna show you how it works. So I'm gonna go to tools and Pumkin avatar tools. And I'm gonna drag my new avatar into this little slot. Then I scroll up and I drag the avatar I'm gonna copy stuff from into here to copy from. And I'm gonna copy avatar descriptor. I guess I don't need prefabs, but I'm gonna, I don't need that. Fishbones, some colliders, skin mesh renderers, only materials for me. And also transform, position, rotation, and scale. And that should be enough. The only thing I need to do is I need to ensure all my meshes have the same names so that it can like identify what to copy where. For example, my body has a slightly different name, so I'm gonna fix it here. And also the shoes are slightly different. What is this actually? Is this the glasses? Yeah, it's the glasses. So the glasses are also different name. I don't even know why, but it is what it is. We're gonna fix it. And it should be fine because the shirt is a new object. So now I go to the Pumkin tools and I copy select it. So now we just have to make a little material for our shirt, because it doesn't really have textures currently. Well, it has, but it's not what it's supposed to look like. So I'm just gonna make a new material. And this is also a bonus little part of the video for you. Let me go Pyongi, and I'm gonna make it latexy look like, because that's what I kind of like, the aesthetic. So that's a little tutorial how to do that as well. But first I'm gonna just put the material on. I'm gonna lock it, and I'm gonna find my textures. I think these are black, are they? Oh, there we go, yeah. Texture. Metallic, there's a normal map. That's kind of nice. Cool. I'm gonna also add some metallics. Reflections and specular. And we have ambient occlusion too, which is nice. Oh, that looks nice already, what the heck. It's kind of nice. Kind of what I was actually looking for. I'm gonna, you can see how it doesn't render the back faces, so we're gonna turn that off. And let's see, what else do I want to do with this actually? I actually kind of, what I do with latex materials, I actually put in a matte cap but I don't override the whole thing with the matte cap. So let me just let's see which one do I like the most. Let's try this one, and you can see how it kind of overrides the whole thing. So instead of that, we're gonna do replace, but only, let's see, maybe like this. You can see how it kind of adds like a little bit of effect on it, you know, some reflections a little bit. Maybe if we multiply, what is that gonna do? Makes it darker. Adding is nice too. It's basically what you like, what you prefer. And also in every world it's gonna look different because VRChat, every world uses different lighting. This is kind of nice actually. Can I color it? Yeah, if you color it, you can see the effect better. You know, it's kind of, some effects are nice, even though it's not realistic, but we're not doing realism, you know, in the VRChat as much. So yeah, it's kind of nice. But I'm gonna just keep it white. And let me try a different one. Yeah, it just adds like a layer of an effect on top of it, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this is basically all you had to do. Now your new outfit should work, and you can test it in VRChat. So let's upload and test. So here we are in VRChat. It looks pretty nice actually. I need to fix the clipping on the breast, that's obvious. Also a bit around the arms. But the biggest problem is the little unruly polygon in the bag. You can see it how I'm walking around. So other than that, it looks pretty nice actually. I kind of like this. I'd actually use this, what the heck. So yeah, I'm gonna show you now how to fix the little polygon in the back in Blender. So we're back in Blender, and we're gonna select the mesh of the shirt, go to weight paint mode, and we have to find this little unruly polygon. So we're just gonna scroll through, and now we see, there it is. Our ponytail is, you know, dragging this little, well, I guess it's 4 polygons or 5, but yeah. So what we do is we just delete this vertex group, and that should fix it. And let's see, just scroll through all of this really fast to see if we have anything weird. Yeah, this is strange. This shouldn't be here. So I'm just gonna subtract like this, because the left leg shouldn't influence the, you know, right part of the shirt at all. Yeah, let me just go through this and just scroll up. And yeah, this is basically the same story, you know, mirrored. And we're going to check if the unruly pixel is fixed. And you can see if I move it, my ponytail doesn't no longer drag it. So it should be fine, should be fixed. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. I'll fix all the small issues, you know, in my own time. You don't have to watch me for 10 hours to do that. Lol. Comment, like, subscribe. Share this with friends and people you think this could help. And I'll see you in the next video.